and from whom you will have your milk when you are hungry, my child. What is that lady's good fortune? What is the dream that she must have seen early in the morning today during Brahma Muhurtam that must have foretold to her the great good fortune? What good fortune it is that she must have seen the dream which has given you to her, my child. You, my child, that she will see with the divine earrings and divine armor. My child, you with your big lotus eyes, with your body of the color so radiantly red, like a lotus, a red lotus, my child, with your beautiful forehead and your beautiful hair, my child. Fortunate, fortunate is that woman who will bring you up, who will receive you today somewhere in this world. Fortunate will be the family and the others who will see you slither on the ground as a baby, my child, making baby sounds. And those who see your little body sweat with dust and mud, oh, they will be the fortunate ones. My son, and you will grow up, my son. And those who will see you as a young man, striding around like a lion in the jungle of high Himalayas, they are indeed blessed, my child, blessed and fortunate. Saying these and more, she finally let the basket float down the river. And then she didn't go away. She just sat there by the riverside till past midnight, weeping. She sat with her ayah, her confidant, weeping putra darshana lalasa, out of great desire to see the baby again. Finally, she who had kept this entire business of her carrying a child and giving birth to it, a total secret from everybody else, including her father and everyone, she crept back into her house quietly, taking care not to disturb her father or anybody else. That basket which she had let float down the Ashwa Nadi, from there it went to the river Chambal, which is now there, Chambal, the dacoit area, is named after a river. Chambal Nadi. From Chambal Nadi, it floated down the Yamuna River. And from Yamuna River, it floated down and joined the Ganga River. In fact, it recalls to the mind that when her father, Kunti Bhoja, had asked her to serve Durvasa Rishi, he had reminded her that she had come to him as a child given by his friend, saying, I'll give you my firstborn child, because King Kunti Bhoja, had no child. So he had told her that like a lotus, which is born and like the waters of one river floats to another river, or a flower floats from one river to another. You came to me, my child. That's what he told her. Likewise, this child of hers is now floating down the rivers, from Ashwanadi to Chambal to Yamuna to Ganga. And it goes, while it flowing down the Ganges, it goes near a place called Champapuri. Champapuri is a hamlet by the river, which is where lived some of the horsemen, the charioteers, the sutas of King Dhritarashtra. So this baby had flown down the Ashwa Nadi. Ashwa Nadi itself means, Ashwa means horse river. And it had floated down and gone. And finally it was reaching near a place where charioteers lived. But how did this baby survive this journey across so many rivers? Vyasa says, it was locked up in a box, a basket, which was floating. Waterproof. She had made it waterproof by putting wax, and she had put a silk cloth, and she had done everything to make it as beautiful and as comfortable as possible for the child. But still, How did it survive? Amrita Duttitam Divyam Tanuvarma Sakundalam. Because of the kundala, the earrings and the armor, both of which had come as told by Lord Surya, that they are born of Amrita. They have come out of the ambrosia of deathlessness, Amrita. So therefore, they kept this baby alive. Where so long as Karna is wearing it, there is no death for him. So they kept the baby alive. This child was conceived by divine destiny. Edasminneva kaletu dhritarashtrasya vaisakha suto adhirata ityeva sadaro janhavim yayau tasya bharya bhavadrajan rupena sadrishi bhuvi radha nama mahabhaga nasa putram avindata. At that time, the a charioteer of name Adhiratha. Adhiratha itself means on top of a chariot. Adhiratha, who was a good friend, a friend also of Dhritarashtra. He was not just a charioteer, but he was also his friend. He came somewhere near the Ganges river. He was there in that hamlet. He came somewhere near the river Janhavi, that is Ganges. And his wife, who was an extremely beautiful woman, her name was Radha. And she was a Mahabhaga, a woman of great good fortune. But only thing was, she didn't have any baby. And she had a deep desire to have a baby, but she didn't have. She had observed many vratas for begetting a child. Now, by Daiva Yoga, by divine destiny, it was she who spotted this beautiful little basket floating down the river. And it captivated her eyes straight away. It was beautiful to look at. And it was tied up nicely by Lata, meaning Kodi, Tamil they say, Chedi Kodi, the vine vines, the creepers. It was tied up with that and decorated nicely. And the basket had Sindura Lepa. It was anointed with Sindura. On its sides, you could see Sinduram, like the color which is put on Hanuman, no? That color, that Sindura. It was tied, it was anointed with that all over. And as it happened by divine destiny, the waves of Ganga just brought that basket floating towards where she was standing. Brought it very near, somewhere near her, the bank where Radha was standing. And Radha was very excited to see it. And so she quickly asked, she had attendants with her, she asked them to bring that to the shore. And they brought it to the shore. It was nicely packed and tied up, etc. Very proper knots and everything, so that it doesn't open. Like that. So it was like that, one like a treasure chest. One basket had come floating down the river, which had been brought and kept on the river bank, and she was standing next to it, and she knew this is very special. God only knows what is there in this. She sent word to her husband Adhiratha, who came there. He looked at it. Vyasa says with yantra, with machines, that is with some tools, he priced that basket open. He opened it, got it open. It was not just like that open. It had to be priced open. He opened it up. And there was a baby inside. A beautiful baby. Very, very lustrous, shining. Vyasa says like the early morning sun. On his body, he was wearing a golden armor, and his face was lit up by golden earrings that he was wearing. It was lighting up the face. Suta, Adhiratha and his wife, Radha, both of them, their eyes blossomed with surprise and wonder, absolute awe. Adhiratha just picked up the baby and told his wife, Idamatyadbhutam bhiru Yato jatosmi bhavini drishtavan deva bhagarbhoyam manye smanupagata. Oh, my beloved, in my life, had never seen anything as amazing as this. And I look at this divine child. Yes, I think this is a divine child. And it has come to us due to our good fortune. The gods have smiled on us. The gods have felt compassion towards me, my beloved, towards me, the childless man, and have therefore given us this gift. Saying this, he handed over the baby to Radha. Radha accepted that baby, this lotus-like baby, which had come by divine destiny. And no sooner Yasa says, no sooner she picked it up in her arms, she had a rush of milk, a motherly love towards the child. And she brought up the story gallops from here. She brought up the child with great care and affection. After the arrival of the child, all this is being told by, in this case, right now, it's being told by Vaishampayana to Janamejaya. Why is he telling the story to Janamejaya? Because it's a part of the story where Surya had told Karna that there is a divine secret which I cannot tell you now. But you may come to know later. Because of which I'm telling you, when Indra comes and asks you for your kavacham and kundalam, don't give it. And he had told the reasons. Now, what was that thing that Karna did not know was Janamajaya's question, and Vaishampayana told it. Karna did not know the story of his birth. That is what Surya must have been alluding to, and this is the story, and he's telling the story. Now, yeah, can you mute Prashant, please? How does one mute Prashant? Yeah, okay. Right. Okay, now, so she brought up this child with great love and affection, but as things happen, as actually you can see in the world, etc. After the arrival of this child, Adhiratha and Radha had more children, their own Aurasa Putras. Now this child, since the child had golden ornaments, golden armor, golden earrings, etc. And one of the names for gold in Sanskrit is Vasu. Vasu. Therefore, the child, they named it the Vedavids. Those times, they used to take the child to the Panditas, the Brahmanas, for them to name the child. So the Brahmanas had named the child Vasushena. That was the name given to him by them. And he also had another alias, another name given to him called Vrisha. Vrisha, because bull, Taurus, bull. And thus it was that this child who was born to Kunti and Surya grew up as the son of a charioteer, a Sutaputra. And thus it was that this valorous child grew up in this region, this country where the Champapuri was there, was called Angadesha. Angadesha. Now, Kunti, do you think she would have been sitting quietly after letting the baby down the river? She is a Kshatriya princess, my dear friends. She quietly sent out spies all over the place to go and find out if anybody had spotted a baby or a young child with a golden armor and golden earrings, etc. And when Vasusena was growing up as a youth, I mean, she established her son's whereabouts, that he is somewhere in Angadesha. Growing up with these people, she kept track. From far, never went there, but she knew where he was. Nothing more, she didn't go to see him, there are no pictures, nothing, but she knew he's there. And when Vasusena was growing up as a youth, his father Adhiratha sent him to Hastinapura for further training. There he learned Dhanurveda, the archery and other weapons, the art of war and weapons from Dronacharya. And since he was a friend of, Adhiratha was a friend of Dhritarashtra, he could send his son to the same teacher that Dhritarashtra's sons were learning from. So he went to Guru Dronacharya, and there he became good friends with Duryodhana. And he learned from many teachers thereafter. He learned from Drona, he learned from Kripacharya, and then this part of the story, he just uses one word here, Vyasa, he learned from Parashurama. What happened when he learned from Parashurama, etc., will be told in a different place. But right now he says he learned from Parashurama as well. He learned the 4 types of Astra Vidya. Sostragramam Chaturvidham. And he became renowned as a Mahan Dhanurdhara, a great man of weapons, of archery, the greatest among archers. What a great archer. Became renowned. See, we have to rush like this. One would have, these are Astra Vidya, 4 types of Astra Vidya is a detailed science. Even now, you can read so much about Astra Vidya. It's available. What type of weapons? Those that are launched by hand, those that will launch and will come back to you, those that will be counter-attacking some weapons that come towards you, those are the art of swordsmanship. There are different types. Those weapons which are to be invoked by a mantra, those weapons which are invoked by a mantra which has come to you traditionally from your teacher to you, etc. Those astras which are to be invoked by a mantra that not come to you traditionally, it can only come to you celestially, but the gods have given it to you. Those astras, like that, and counter missiles. Many things. Many things of great detail of the art of the weaponry and war was there traditionally in this land. Some little parts of it will still be there if one looks for them here and there. But that's what he became a past master, in all of them. And then, having come close to Duryodhana now, he naturally picked up the rancor or the dislike towards the Pandavas. And he had a particular eye on this Phalguna, Arjuna. Both Karna and Arjuna mutually hated each other, says Vyasa. Spardha, rivalry, enviousness, competitiveness, more than hate, not just hate. I mean, hatred is a stronger word, but they didn't like each other and they were both wanting to be better than the other, prove themselves, like that. Because Arjuna was also one of the best students. He was the best student of Drona. Vaishnampayana tells Janmedaya, "O king, this is the secret that Surya must have meant when he told Karna that there is a great divine secret, a celestial, a Daivika secret, which I can't tell you now. The secret must be this, that although born of Kunti, Surya's son, a child, grew up in a family of Suta, a charioteer." The story goes on saying, Yudhishthira, when he had been seeing Karna in the school of Dronacharya and later seeing him grow up, he was always apprehensive about him. He knew where he stood and what was his view about Pandavas and regarding Arjuna. He knew that this man we need to watch out for. He always knew that. And he also came to know by his own instinct that this fellow is not defeatable. He is actually, it's going to be impossible to kill him in battle. Avadhyam samare. Yada chakarno rajendra bhanumantram divakaram stauti madhyandine prapte pranjali salile stita tatrainam upatishtanti brahmana dhanahetuna nadeyam tasya tatkale kinchidasti dujatishu. So he says, Vyasa tells, this Karna, when during the midday, when he used to stand in the river, waist deep, with his hands cupped, he used to look up at the sun every day. He used to worship the sun 3 times a day. Here he's talking about the time during the midday when he used to look up at the sky. And Pranjali, Salile Stita, and he used to sing the glory of the sun. At that time, often Brahmanas used to come to him, seeking something, seeking some alms from him, some gifts from him. And at that time, if a Brahmana comes and asks him something, whatever they ask, Adeyam, I cannot give, was a word that will not come from Karna's lips. He would give whatever they ask. So at that time, at one such time, on one day, a midday when he was looking up at the sky and singing the glory of the sun, he always, from his birth, he had this attraction towards the sun. And Ananya Bhakti, not towards any other god, the sun. At that time, midday when he was looking up at the sun and singing his praise, Tamindro Brahmano Bhutva Bhiksham Dehi Ityupasthitah Swagatum Cheti Radheya Tamatha Pratyabhashata. At that time, Indra, taking the form in the disguise of a Brahmana, he came and stood by the waters and looking towards Karna, he loudly said, Bhiksham Dehi. Please give me Bhiksha. And Karna looked at him and he said, Swagatam, welcome, welcome. Radheya, the son of Radha, said, welcome. Here, we must remember that Surya has already warned Karna that Indra will come and he will seek this. And you should not, somehow you should not give it. Then finally, after all of discussion, Surya had said, if you are insisting on giving it, if he asks, then at least do this. You must ask for him in return something. And he had told him something. But here, now at this stage, when Indra has come in the guise of a Brahmana and he has asked, said Bhiksham Dehi, and Karna had said, welcome, Swagatam. Now, although Surya has told him not to give, there is this, like the Vyasa Bharatam. Bharatam has got, the roots of Bharatam have flowered into multiple branches across the world. In any case, there is there's something called Champu Bharatam, a short prose poem, composition by a great poet, sage called Ananta Bhatta. So he says, at this stage, he says, Yad Goshti Pratihara Bhutala Shila Chintamani Kalpaka Yasyarama Vrati Dhruma Chasuravi Sahim Omadenu Punah Tadrugya Chadite Dupetya Magava Sampuri Tatkamanam Trailokyastavadan Vasanta Dupari Chamesha Me Nishchaya. Karna is saying this. This verse is set in a meter called Shardula Vikridita. This particular meter, the meaning of Shardula Vikridita means a tiger playing. The science of meters in Sanskrit is such advanced, and many Indian languages, all major languages. Tamil, my God, what are amazing meters. But this one, we won't go to it, but then there's so much about this. There are whole epics written in, there are whole compositions written only in this meter, for example. And there's a lot of mathematics in this meter. How, what kind of syllables can go in, at what place, what kind of syllable can come in, what should be the sound, what, it's massive. And in the Shardul Vigir, there also this poetic way of each line. The first line, like someone has explained, the first line may be like the tiger lunging. The second line will be like a tiger crouching low and growling. The third line will be like a tiger suddenly deciding to roll on its back and yawning, rolling on its back playfully. And the fourth line will be like the lion now sitting down, looking at you, and roar and a yawn. Just for the fun of it, of just thinking about it, I said, this Shardul Vikramita. But what does the verse say here? The Ananda Bhattacharya said. The verse says like this, that Indra, who has the wish-fulfilling gem, Chintamani, as a decoration in his hall, that Indra who has the wish-fulfilling tree, the Kalpataru, in his own garden, in Nandavana. That Indra who has got the wish-fulfilling cow, Kamadhenu, as a cow that he uses for his homa, for the milk and other thing needed for his homa. If such an Indra comes and asks me for something, for something from me, he comes seeking something from me, as a yachaka he comes to me, then surely I will give him whatever he asks. And thereby, surely I will achieve the highest fame among donors of all three worlds. This is my nishchaya. It says Karna in his mind in the Champu Bharatam. Now coming back to main Bharatam. Indra has arrived. 12 noon. Karna is standing in the river, he is worshipping the sun, looking up. You know this, just setting aside for a moment. The stone carving, the great elaborate relief in Mahabalipuram called it's called by two names. Sometimes it's called Bhagiratha's penance. Sometimes it's called Arjuna's penance. There's a longer story, so I'll tell you later. But there, only thing I want to tell you is Kanchi Paramacharya, who had asked somebody to, had spoken something about it, about that particular carving. And how it has, you can see the clock time in one part of it, time. So nobody could understand. Then he said, then he had said, look at that part. So where you can find some Brahmanas doing morning Sandhya or then afternoon Sandhya, evening Sandhya. And that is seen by the way he's holding up his head and hands in different directions and noon is looking up, right up, with his hands straight up. So Karna is like that now here. And Indra has arrived saying, I need something from you. Bhiksham Dehi, like a yachaka. And he's in the side, he's in the disguise of a Brahmana. And Karna has said, Swagatam, welcome. Hiranyakanti pramada gramanva bhagokulam kim dadani tidam vipram vachadiratastata. What can I give you, sir? Can I offer you ladies with golden lockets? Can I offer you villages with enormous amount of cattle? What is it that I can offer you? Asked the son of Adhiratha. Brahmana Vacha, says Vyasa. Here. Indra replies. He doesn't say Indra replies, he says Brahmana replies. In that role of a Brahmana, Indra is now playing. He's come in that role. Vyasa says, that role, that's the way he's going to now report. Brahmana replied, हिरण्यकण्ठ्य प्रमदाय चान्यत् प्रीतिवर्धनं नाहं दत्तं ये चामे तदत्थिभ्यः प्रदीयताम्. Ladies with golden lockets and other things of pleasure, whatever you want to give me, I have no desire for them. You may give it to those who want them. I don't need them. यदेतत् सहजं वर्म कुण्डले च तवानघ एतदुत्कृत्य मे देहि यदि सत्यव्रतो भवान्. This golden armor that you're wearing and these golden earrings that you have in your ears, O sinless one, if you wish to, if you really are a person of your word, if you really are someone who abides by truth, absolute truth, you can cut it off from your body and give it to me. I want that. I want that. Etadichhamyam kshipram tvaya dattam parantapa. And I want that. I want you to do it. I want you to give it to me quickly, quickly. Kshipram. No thinking. Give it to me. Because for me, Esha me sarvalabhanam labha paramako mata. That will be among all gains. That will be the greatest gain for me. And I want that, not anything else. Karna realized, yes, this is Indra. And he remembered Surya's advice very clearly. So he said, no, sir. Avanim pramadagasya nivapam bhuvarshikam tatte vipraprasyami natuvarma sakundalam. Sir, I can give you land. Land for your house. Up you can build a palace. I can give you women for marriage. I can give you cows. Plenty, plenty. I can give you fertile fields. I can give you fertile fields which will give you material sustenance for years and years. All that I can give you. Sir, but this Kavacham and Kundalam, difficult for me to give you. I can't give you that. So like that, in many ways, he tried to talk to Indra saying, take something else. But Indra was firm. Not that. Neti. The Brahmana was standing and demanding that bhiksha. Surya even went to the extent of offering him, saying, I will do yatha vidhi puja to you. I will offer you worship in the proper manner, which was a big deal for Karna. I'm sorry. Karna went to the extent of saying, I'll offer you yatha vidhi puja. It was a big deal offer from Karna because he offered puja to Surya and Surya alone. And only those who have Ananya Bhakti will understand that when he's willing to offer that puja to an alternate deity, what it means. What a sacrifice he's doing. But Indra was unwavering. And then he said, no, I want that only. Karna laughed. And he said, Sahajam varma me vipra kundale chamrutodbhave tena vadyosmi lokeshu tato naitajamyam. Sir, this armor has been born with me in my body. So is his hearing. And they have risen from Amrita. And I am avadhyosmi. Nobody can kill me so long as I'm wearing this. I'm having this with me. So therefore, I cannot give this. So I will give you the overlord. I will win for you the whole earth. I will give you the whole, I'll make it over to you. Overlordship of the entire earth I will give you. But if I am deprived of my kavacham and kundalam, then I am vulnerable to being killed by my enemies. Indra said, I want that. Karna laughed again and said, O Deveshwara, O Lord Indra, that you would be coming was known to me a priori. Sir, it is not nyaya. It is not just. It is not correct that I should be giving you a varam. That will be a waste. Sir, it is you who is Sakshat, Lord of the gods. It is you who should be giving me boons. Then Karna asked for a boon. Tvam hi deveshvara sakshat tvaya deyo varo mama anyesham chaiva bhutanam ishro yasi bhutakrite. You are for all beings of this world, you are the Lord of the gods. You are the creator, O Indra. And if it is that I give you my kavacham and kundalam, then you will become the laughing stock of the whole world. If I give you something. And so, O Shakra, we'll even the ground. We'll make it. We'll make it. Make it okay. Please give me something in exchange. Then I will give you this kavacham and kundalam. Anantapashta in a Champu Bharatam says, the kavacham has got another synonym in Sanskrit called damshana. Damshana. And kundalam, karna veshtana. So he says both these words are ending in na and na. No, 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 no. Na, na. And Karna was not someone to say na. So he decided to part with these. Come back to Bharatam, Vyasa Bharatam. Vyasa now says, till now he has been saying Brahmana Uvacha for Indra. But now Karna has called him out saying, Oh Deveshwara, I know who you are. Now here on, Indra takes his form and Vyasa says, Indra Uvacha. Indra spoke. He says, Oh yes, Karna, I know. You would have known about my coming because Surya would have warned you. No doubt he told you about me, Karna. Be that as it may. You talked of some exchange. Fine. I'm game. Let us exchange as per your desire expressed. You can ask me for anything other than my own Vajrayudham. That you cannot ask. Other than my Vajrayudham, ask me for anything else. Vaishampayana tells Janmeja, Karna was overjoyed. He stepped towards Indra and asked him, I want your Amogha Shakti Astra. Give me, O Vasava, that Shakti Astra of yours, that when used, destroys the entire rank of the enemies. Indra thought about it for a moment, says Vyasa, and said, done. Deal. That's a deal. Give me your Kavacham and Kundalam and take my Shakti Astram. O Karna, this weapon, Shakti Astram that I am giving you, this weapon when hurled, when used, it destroys countless enemies. But having done that, it will come back to my hand. So one use weapon. Once you can use it once. Seyam tava vara prapta. Seyam tava kara prapta. Hatvaikam ripumurjitam garjantam pratapantam cha mame vaishyati suta ja. O son of Suta. Now, Karna doesn't know he's son of Kunti. O son of Suta. This that you will be receiving in your hand from me, this weapon. It will, when you use it, hot and shining and menacing, this weapon will go powerful and go and destroy powerful enemies and come back to me. It will kill, even if you want, hatvaikam ripumurjitam. It can, if it so desire, it will kill one. Sorry, here says it will kill one. It doesn't say whole host. It says this will kill one enemy, one powerful enemy of yours. It will kill. No doubt about it. It will then come back to me. Karna says, that's what I want. Ekameva michhami ripum hantum mahave garjantam pratapantam cha yato mama bhayam bhavet. Sir, I want to kill. I need it only for one person whom I have in mind. One enemy. This should go roaring and shining and menacingly kill him. Only one person of whom I have some fear. Karna expresses to Indra that he has fear of one person. Very interesting. Wondered whether the fear was real. What did he say? Duryodhana, yes, he was afraid of Arjuna. He had said it so openly. He said, any word that starts with makes me afraid. But Karna was afraid of no one. So why is he admitting fear here? I don't know. Maybe it's human nature to justify one's action. For example, you pay too much for buying some jewelry or something. And then in your mind justify saying, I will use it only for special occasions. The next day you use it actually. But when you take it. So each time maybe he says that I'll take it because I have slight fear. Some justification is given in his mind. One other possibility is some human nature to overstate some things. Maybe, and it is true that Karna sometimes overstated facts. But third thing, more possible also is, here he was, the exchange was between a Kavacham and Kundalam, which were his greatest defense mechanisms, because of which he could not be killed. In exchange for that, he was getting a terrific Amoga Astram, which is an offense mechanism. An offense mechanism. And Kshatriya always prefers offense to defense. So Karna said, I have some fear. Indra replied, Ekam hanishyati ripum garjantam balinam rane tvam tuyam prarthayas ekam rakshate samahatmana yamahurveda vidvamso vararham aparayitam naranamachintyam cha tena krishnena rakshate. He said, Vasushena, Radheya. Yes, This weapon will kill for you one terrific opponent. Yes. But the one that you have in mind, for whom, for killing whom you're asking for this weapon from me. The only thing I want to tell you this. Are Baba, that fellow is under the protection of a Mahatma. A Mahatma protects him. That Mahatma whom the Vedavids call as the Purushottama, Vararha, the boon-giving God, the greatest among men. The undefeatable, in the undefeated Aparajitam. He is under the protection of that Mahatma Narayana, man. Achintyam, who is beyond our understanding, who is beyond the reach of thoughts and speculations. That Narayana, that Krishna, Tena Krishnena Rakshyate, he is under the protection of that Krishna. This won't work with him. Karna said, but the deal is done. Deal is done. But explaining time. Karna said, Bhagavan, let it be so. Let it be so. Even so, give me the Shakti weapon, by which I may kill one terrific enemy. Utkritya tu pradasyami kundale kavacham chate nikriteshu jagatreshu namebi batsata bhavet. I will cut my armor and earrings and give them to you. But I have one small prayer to you. May this body of mine not become disgusting, ugly to look at because of my tearing them off from my body. May I not look disgusting, Lord. Indra smiled graciously and said, Natvam bivatsara karna bhavishyati kathanchana. Never, O Karna. Not possible. You will not become ugly, deformed to look at all. Don't worry. Not even a scar will remain on your body. For you are a man of truth. Yes, Tvananrutamichyasi. You have never desired a satyam. This will not result in any ugly deformation to your body at all. On the contrary, O Karna, you will be blessed with the blazing form of your father. Indra to Karna. Karna, you see, he may have been rendered false in some statements here and there, but never intentionally did he speak an untruth. His adherence to truth is unquestioned. So Indra says, you will never be deformed. Adherence to truth. On the contrary, not just deformed, you will have a beautiful, blazing form like your father. Point here to note is Karna doesn't know that he's talking about Surya. He probably thinks he's talking about Adhiratha. Be that as it may, Indra goes further and says, unless you're one more thing, Karna. Terms and conditions are below, no, like that. One more thing. This Shakti Astra is a weapon of last resort. It should be used only as a last resort. Until you have other weapons which may work, you should not use this. Unless your life itself is in danger, you must not use this. Otherwise, although it will kill your enemy, all right, to whom you dispatch it, it will kill that enemy, and then it will come back and fall upon you. Remember that. Karna agrees to that condition. And he says, he promises, he'll use it only as a weapon of last resort. Then Karna received that blazing Shakti Astram, Prajwalita Shakti Astram from Indra. Then with a smile, he took a sharp sword, says Vyasa, sharp sword. Sarvagatranya Krintata. And he started cutting that kavacham off from all over his chest. Cut into his chest. That to be priced over. It was a part of his body. He cut it. He cut it. And as he was cutting it out slowly, blood flowing, he's cutting it out. Tato deva manava danavasya nikrindantam karnamatmanam evam dishtva sarve simhanadan padedu nayasin mukajo vikara. And as he was doing it, the devas gathered in the sky, and they were looking at this amazing sight. And they were all doing Garjanam, Simhanadam, ha, ha, ha from the sky, saying, and looking at him, look at this man, they were shouting. His face is not even showing no vikara. He's not even grimacing. He's smiling and doing it. Tremendous pain he's undertaking. And he systematically cut every part of his body to get the kavacham off. But even then, smayamanam raviram, he was smiling. The devas sounded divine conches and drums and showered flowers from the sky on him. And in Champu Bharatam, Ananta Bhatta says, seeing Karna's great sacrifice, the devas showered flowers from the Kalpataru tree. The flowers from the wish-fulfilling tree were showered upon Karna. And it looked as if, he says, it looked as if the fame, the good name of the devas, which were accumulated over thousands and thousands of yugas from the heaven and showered upon this Karna. And Karna cut off his armor completely from his body and gave it to Indra. And blood was flowing like a fountain. Yes, and that kavacham, that golden kavacham, was completely bathed in blood as he gave it to him, to Indra. And then there was a small matter of the 2 earrings. Karna just cut his ears loop, the lower part, cut it and took it off. He didn't cut the earring and take it off. He cut his ear. Katak, 2 ears. Took that. Gave it to Indra. He was bleeding all over, but smiling. Ananta Bhatta says, Suparva mukte kusumayna kevalam tadangamangacha sugandhayo bhavan. The flowers from the Kalpataru tree that were showered by the devas from the sky, not only did they fill the wounds of Karna immediately, they got filled. Not just that, but they also made the whole of Angadesha sugandhita, fragrance all around. And since he had cut his own ears, Karna ears, to give his kundalam to Indra, he became renowned with the name Karna. Vaishampayana tells Janamejaya, Tata Shakra Prasan Vanchayitva Karnam Lokeyasa Yojayitva. Indra was laughing, having deceived Karna to give that thing to him. He felt he had done the needful for the Pandavas, and he went back to Swargaloka thinking, done. He went to Swarga and told them all about the great charitam of Karna. What had happened? Ananta Bhatta says, among the Siddhas, the Devas, the Apsaras, etc., who listened to this story from Indra in great awe, they were all listening. Kamadhenu, the great wish-fulfilling cow, when she heard the sacrifice of Karna, she stopped chewing cud. She stopped chewing and listened to this charitram of Karna in absolute awe. Perhaps thinking, says Ananta Bhatta, would I have cut my skin and given it as a gift if asked for? Coming back to Bharatam, when the Dhritarashtra's sons came to know that Karna had given away his Kavacham and Kundalam, they were crestfallen. Their confidence, their arrogance took a beating. And when Pandavas heard that the Sutaputra had been deprived of his Kavacham and Kundalam, they were thrilled. This is the story Kundala Harana Parva coming in the Vanaparva of Mahabharata. We conclude it here, the story. 2 weeks later, we'll take up some other story series. I don't know. I haven't thought about it. From some part of Bharatam. Har Nama Parvati Pataye Har Har Mahadeva Janaki Kantasmaralam Jai Jai Rama Rama Gopika Jivanasmaralam Govinda Govinda Vetrivel Muruganuku Hararohara Sadguru Swamina Jai Shri Anjaneya Swamina Jai. See you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. எப்படி இருக்கு?
யோகா வருது இல்லையானோ?
யோகா நான் இங்கேயே பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன். அதுல நம்ம வீட்டுக்கிட்டே. அதான். நல்லா இருக்கீங்களா?
ஓ, நல்லா இருக்கு.
ஓகே, பை.